Hi, this isn't going to be very long, but I want to share a recipe and some products with you. One of the things that I like to do in my online Pampered Chef parties is let my guests challenge me with ingredients for me to come up with recipes for them. So recently, someone had some bananas that were ripe. They were tired of banana bread and they wanted something to do with them. So this is a banana mug cake that I made in our breakfast sandwich maker. So I just want to share the recipe and the products I use to make it with you. So this is the breakfast sandwich maker, which I love. We use it quite a bit. I confess to being a fan of fast food egg McMuffin kind of things. So I can make this at home. It If you're going to use it for a breakfast sandwich, you put your egg in the bottom and break the yolk. You could scramble it if you want. And then you use what they call the deep insert and put a piece of like Canadian bacon, some kind of pre-cooked. You could use pre-cooked sausage or bacon, or I like Canadian bacon. And then you put the lid on and you microwave it, and that will depend on how many eggs you've used. And it comes with the chart. Then you take it back out and you put your egg or your English muffin or whatever you're going to use, which I have a recipe for keto bread that's kind of a brioche, and I make that right in here, and then let it cool and slice it into rounds that fit perfectly in here. So you've got your egg in the bottom, you've got your Canadian bacon in the deep insert, put your English muffin or whatever type of bread you're using, put it in, microwave it again, and everything's done. You just take it all out and you have your sandwich. For this recipe, we're not going to use the inserts or the lid, so I'm just going to set those aside. And we're going to make a banana mug cake in here. So we're going to start with the dry ingredients in here for now. And I'm going to use our adjustable measuring spoons. I need 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And I like to use our little paring knife to level it off. So I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of flour. This is the newer adjustable measuring spoons. I have an old one from, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago. So I need 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and you kind of pack your brown sugar like whenever you use brown sugar in a recipe, it usually calls for packed because it has a tendency to leave gaps if you don't do that. So 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, a half a teaspoon of baking powder. So these are great because they're adjustable. The big one goes from 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon, and the little one goes from 1/8 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. So I need a half teaspoon of baking powder. And a dash of salt. And when they say a dash, that to me is a dash. Okay? So then just use a fork to get it all mixed together nicely so you don't have lumps of brown sugar. It's mostly the brown sugar that's going to be lumpy. So just use a fork, or if you have a small whisk or whatever works for you. So then we're just going to kind of set this aside for a minute and get our wet ingredients together. I have a whiny bull terrier puppy who's going to get scolded in a minute. And okay, so these are our silicone prep cups, and I really love these. They're so good for everything. Now, we need a tablespoon of melted butter. That's been cool because we're going to be using eggs with it. You don't want to add eggs to hot butter because it'll start cooking the eggs right away. So melt your butter and let it cool. And you can melt right in these silicone prep cups. They actually can go in the oven, the microwave, whatever. And they come in a set of 3, 1, 2, and 3 cups. And they have lids. So you can do that. Quinn. And cool. So butter, I was going to say, because this is an issue for me, I tend to buy butter in a big block instead of in the little sticks that you can measure more easily. So if you do that, the easiest way is to use a kitchen scale and measure it. 1 tablespoon of butter is, I think, 14 grams. That's the easiest way. So you put your container on your scale, zero it out, add butter till it hits the right amount, 14 grams or whatever you're looking for. Anyway, again, melt this, let it cool. So it is definitely cool. I'm going to add this to I have half a banana. I'll post the recipe later and you'll see it calls for 1 banana, but it's going to depend on how big your bananas are. So I'm thinking a half a banana is probably the best deal. So we have half a banana. I have melted butter. I need a tablespoon of milk, and these easy read measuring cups are awesome for that because you can set it down. You don't have to be doing this to try to see if you got it and you don't have it level. So there's a tablespoon of milk in here, and it calls for like a 1/4 tablespoon of vanilla. So I've done the milk. I can see on the markings here, I'm going to add it's really just as a few drops of vanilla is what we need. I'm going to add these milk and vanilla to the banana and the melted butter. And then we need 1 egg. These are farm eggs. The milk also is from my local dairy. I go and buy it raw. So we already have our dry ingredients, which was flour, brown sugar, baking powder, and a dash of salt. So now we have half a banana, melted butter, egg, and milk. And I'm just going to blend this up really well, kind of like just scrambling an egg. And then I'm going to add my dry ingredients into the silicone prep bowl and stir it up in here because I do want to just oil this container a little bit. Sorry about the bull terrier puppy. So you can see it's just a gooey mess. And then you can oil this just briefly. And this is our spritzer. And this is a very old one. It's the same, similar as the new ones. You pump them, and then you can spray. And then, honestly, to get it exactly where I want it, I like to use the silicone brush and just spread it around a little bit. Then I'm going to add my cake batter back in here. And actually, I'm going to do that with the mini scraper to make sure I get it all. And these are so cool because they're flexible. You can squish them to make sure if you're like pouring into a smaller, tighter space, it's really great to control. Now you can do this in whatever kind of mug you might have, but the breakfast sandwich maker is perfect for it, I think. Okay, that's it. We're going to put it in the microwave uncovered. Hi, Jessica. Oh, hi, Jean. Okay, I'm going to put this in the microwave the total cooking time is about 3 minutes. The recipe will tell you 3 minutes, check halfway. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to be checking for. But so I give it 2 minutes, give it a second and take a peek at it because it told me to, not because I really see anything I can do about it, and then another minute. But of course your microwave microwaves vary. So if it already looks like it's done, don't add a lot more. If you have a lower powered microwave, you have to add more. When you do stuff like this in a microwave, make sure you set it on the edge of your turntable, not in the middle. Because if you put it in the middle, it's not going to get as equal distribution of the magic rays. So put it on the edge and so that it's going around. So I'm giving it 2 minutes at full power. And while we're waiting for that, I've been meaning to show you guys this because I didn't really make use of my can opener as well as I could have until I actually like read the directions. Imagine that. So this smooth edge can opener is awesome. And I know a lot of people love it because when you open a regular can, the lid and the can edges are smooth and you're not going to cut yourself. And it's nice, like if you're using part of a can, you can just put the lid back on. But this is one of those cans that's got the topper. And that's all well and good. But when you're my age and your hands are arthritic, sometimes it's really annoying. So see this? So you lift it up and you turn it this way and you pop it off. Now, is that clever or what? I just wanted to share that with you guys. So that is going to still cook, but by the magic of television, which this is not, I just like to say that we have one that's done. So I did this one earlier and it's been cooled. And you can see, you know, it's supposed to be a single serving, but honestly, I think that's more than a single serving. I would have to share that with somebody, but I just want to show you what a nice crumb you get out of it. I mean, I never much thought about making cakes in the microwave, but isn't that nice? Oh, sorry, got distracted. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, oh, Jessica, yes, you are. No, we're going to eat right. We're going to eat right. We have healthy recipes too. All right, you guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to finish this one and set it aside for Jessica. And then you guys watch for the video to end, and I'll post the recipe in the video. And hey, by the way, it's a really good time to host a party for Pampered Chef. So if you guys have any interest in getting some of the Pampered Chef products, message me and let's talk about you hosting a party. There's still time to do one in May. My June schedule is getting a little bit full, but I could still fit a couple in. And the host rewards for hosting a Pampered Chef party are amazing. I have a party that's ending today, and I probably shouldn't squeal on her and tell you how much free stuff she's getting. But let's say she practically is getting everything in the catalog. It's a record breaker. But, you know, even average parties, believe me, the hosts always get something for 60% off once the party qualifies, which only takes $200 in sales. Trust me, that happens to everybody. And then they can choose 1 to 5 half price items depending on the guest sales. And then they get free product anywhere from $20 to $1,000. Actually, there's no upper limit, as I'm learning from the party that's finishing up today. And then beyond that, if there's anything else that they're buying that doesn't covered by the 60% off, the 50% half price, the free product, they get a 20 and upwards, depending again on sales discount. Plus, you get 10% off on anything you purchase for a whole year after your party. So this is done. I'm going to give you a peek at what it's not done. It's got the 2 minutes is done. So I'm going to just give you a little peek at what it's going to look like, and we'll finish up. These, by the way, are the little microwave grip set. So if you are doing stuff in the microwave, and you know how you have to then go find paper towels or a towel or burn your fingers or something. These are so cool, aren't they? So this is what it looks like right now. And even though it looks like it could be done, I can use our cake tester releaser to check. And You know, it actually is telling me it's done. This is a really cool thing. Takes place of your toothpicks, has a little flat part that you can go around the edge if you have to. I'm actually going to give it another 30 seconds. And no, it's not your imagination. I have to stand on a step stool to care safely reach my microwave because the guy that built my cabinets is of normal height, not my height. All right, you guys, love you. Talk to you later.